Okay, what's going on, boys? No Guides here. We're going over the formation that is practically ruining the game, but everyone is using it. So I don't like really making these kind of videos. I'm sure you guys know that from my style anyway. But I've never seen so many messages people ask me about the 5-4-1. Why is it so effective, and why is not a dedicated video on it? So I thought I'd explain it. So this formation has basically, in a sense, broke the game. The reason why is the way that I like to say this in layman's terms is. It's the ability to defend and attack like a waste man. That's basically the best way of putting it. And the reason why is because this formation is too abusive to use down the wing. I like to see this formation very, very similar to like the 4-5-1. Now, if you watch my 4-5-1 video, it's the one with the two cams. Now, this 4-5-1 technically is better. And the reason for that is because you have a ram that actually plays like a winger, then you got a right mid, and then you got a right back. This formation, in theory, is actually better than the 5-4-1 for attacking down the wing if you're solely using the wing players. The downside is you only have one player inside the box. That's the only downside. But if you do like wing play and you do like the 4-5-1, you'll definitely like the 5-4-1. But as I said, unlike the 5-4-1, the 4-5-1 as well, you see the problem is when you go forward, you only have one guy in the middle and then you have a back four. And that way you lack the CDMs, you lack the centre mids, two of them, and out of possession, it can get a bit tricky. That is why people still flock to the 5-4-1, but they're both very, very similar. So if you did play my original formation, you did play the original 4-5-1 that I created, is very, very similar. The only difference is with this one is that you have two players down the wing. You maintain that back three when you're going forward. But then the way that I like to play is having one the centre mids joining the attack. This is why it's just so cracked. The problem is that the average player when they use this formation, for some of you guys, you love it. A lot of you guys, you don't like it, thinking, what's going on? Why is it not working for me? And it really comes down to this. One striker. If you watch the top tier play, if you go on your regular Twitch and you go see your top tier players, the Texas, the Stokes, whoever's playing, or anyone who's playing on the weekend, or Boras, if they ever use the 5-4-1, they will always, for example, trigger a centre mid forward. They would always wait for the left mids and the right mids. The key thing with this formation is it's a counter-attack formation if you're predominantly going down the wing. If not, if you're going centralised, you're going to struggle. A lot of players are using a route one central area to the singular striker. That is why, with the instructions, this is why I put it this way. So stay strength, stay central, stay forward, get it behind. That's for the central striker over there. Then we have one player. Now, I prefer to use someone that's box to box here. Or you can use whoever you want. I just have Carlos here just because he's agile on the ball and he's quick. Stay back, cover center. This is going to be the person that's going to basically sit back, and I would say the person can distribute. Calcedo, Declan Rice, this is team of the season now. You can't make an excuse you haven't got the team to play it. The person next to him, you could just use someone who's more of a box to box. A Kevin De Bruyne Premier League team of the season would be fantastic here. But I would say someone that can dribble. I think like a team of the year, Bellingham would be a perfect person for this role over there. This is the person who's going to go back and forth, but also going to go inside the box and try to be the extra striker. So make sure this player's got good shooting. KDB is a good player. You could even play Son here, which I've been trying out as well. Then that's the 2 centimeters. But don't forget, when you're defending, you're going to be defending in a 5-4-1. That is why the formation defensively is so OP, because it's just so hard to break down. Unlike the 4-5-1, although 4-5-1 in theory is actually better for attacking, you lose the big defensive aspect of the formation. And that is what the 5-4-1, that is why everyone is just flocking towards it. Super hard to break down. It's kind of like how my original 3-5-2 was, but without the attacking force. That's probably the best way of putting it. Because do you remember my original 3-5-2, how I made the defend in a 5-4-1? These were the two strikers, they would defend like that. It's the same thing really here, and that's why it's so hard to break down. The wing play here is so important. This player here, the mistake some of you guys are making is you're not putting traditional left back and right backs here. This is not what you're meant to do. You're meant to be putting wingers here. These team of the year players are very cracked. If you really want to put a defender here, you can put someone like this guy. I think how you say his name is Gertruda. I think that's how you say his name. Apologies, I got that wrong. But someone like that can defend and push the ball going forward. But someone like Bergwijn or even Kudus, I actually played him in that position. They work very, very well. I would still suggest high work rates here, but those kind of players work very well. You want to be playing wingers here. So wingers here So all the ones in basically red are almost attacking positions. The striker obviously got to be very attacking. These guys got to be very attacking. And then the left back and right back somewhat attacking. Even the DeMarcus can get the job done. But the reason is that you're going to overlap these guys. That's why we put overlap on, because you want to push this player centrally. And that is when you can do the sweaty passes inside the middle. And that's how that one works. So for both the left mid and the right mid, we have them both on getting behind, cut inside, and get into the box for cross. So the idea is, if you get the ball down the wing over here and this guy's with him, let's say there's two of you guys down the wing and you're trying to pass the ball, you're going to have someone like Kudus coming inside, and then you're going to have the opposite angle coming inside the box as well. Therefore, you're going to create that sweat chance inside the box. So that is the reason for that. So both left mid and right mid on cut inside, can't get it behind, come back in defense. You can remove cut inside. I would say try it first. I would strongly suggest putting one player on stay back. I know people are suggesting both players on come back in defense, or stay back should I say, but just remember they trigger those players going forward. For the back three, I've not touched them. I've not put any of the sweeper keeper. You can if you want to. I mean, I'm not really big as a fan, to be honest. It does, I'm not gonna lie, it does work pretty well, but I just like control over my goalkeeper. I want to bring him out when I think, because sometimes the goalkeeper comes out and then someone makes a pass away and then I'm like, I didn't do that, the game did that, and if I'm going to make a mistake and concede, I'd rather I concede because I did it. This is kind of my thought behind it. And the left back and right back, I put them on stay back instead of overlap. The reason why is I use a D-pad tactics, attacking fullbacks. Up on the D-pad, and I believe you press left, if my memory serves me correctly, up and then left, then you activate the attacking fullbacks. If you have no idea what D-pad tactics are, just put join the attack on. Now I'm going to go through these. You can literally just pause this, so literally go, if you're on your phone, tap the screen, press the pause button, and then you can literally just copy and paste these tactic instructions. Then it comes to tactics itself. Now, a couple of things I want to mention here. Do not put this on. Do not put this one. This will kill the formation. It would ruin it. I think also stamina is very important, especially for these wider players as well. I would say the most I would ever go is pressure on heavy touch. Going constant pressure on this formation is pointless. Change to a 4-4-2 or 4-2-4, something like that instead. So realistically, I would say balance of pressure on heavy touch. Only two I would recommend. The width, narrow, because the sole reason is the 5-4-1 is quite a clunky formation. This formation is also very good for dealing with players that are doing the opposite thing too. They're trying to sweat it down the wing, because running down, listen, let's be honest. The method is running down the wing and passing the ball inside the box doing a first time shot, but this formation helps against it because you got that centre mid covering the middle area, and then you have the right centre back, the two centre backs in the middle. So if your opponent's got three strikers, you've got a 3 versus 3 there in the middle. And then also you can basically, with these two players, you can double up against your opponent, use teammate contain and man mark the other guy overlapping. So it does work very well against that. That's why defensively it's very good. So we keep it very narrow, keep the shape, don't want to be exposed in between the defensive line between the 5 backs. Keep it narrow. The width 47. Don't be too low. This is the formation where I'd say you don't want to be sitting too far back. Maybe if you're trying to win the game, close the game out. Standard game, you don't want to be sitting too far back with this formation. Because this sole striker, this is the thing I want to mention to you. If you're getting frustrated, watch your gameplay back. If this formation is not working for you, I guarantee it's because you're rushing the ball to the striker or you're forcing L1 triangle. You have to wait for these guys to join the attack. You don't believe me? Use this formation. Play 5 games, and if you don't like it, watch your gameplay back. Are you really taking your time? Are you trying to build up the play? Are you trying to find the wing outlets, or are you just forcing the ball to the striker? If you're forcing the ball to your striker and you're trying to go route 1, this is not the formation for you. I'd recommend a 3-5-2, a 3-4-1-2, a 3-4-2-1, something like that, with 2 strikers. That might be the more formation more prevalent to your playstyle. And of course, the most important thing is finding a thing that works for you. Build up play. Now, balance is the one that everyone's going with. I would strongly suggest long ball, because when you get the ball back, it just says to these players, get it behind. Long ball just means get it behind. So these players are going to be making those runs going forward. Otherwise, the formation can be a bit too tedious, a bit too slow. That's why I'd recommend long ball over balanced. I would, even if you're like, you're just sitting here and you're rank 2 or rank 1 player, I would still recommend long ball, by the way. Just don't use slow build-up play. I think this is only if you're trying to close the game out or the last 10 minutes. You want to pass the ball around. You're trying to prevent the press, because you can do that in this formation. You can prevent the press. Then otherwise, I would say balanced. You can use fast build-up play, but I think long ball is like the balance between fast build-up play and balance. So long ball is the middle ground. think about it that way. Chance creation, DP is what I go with. Direct passing is probably the way to go. It's the best one for the sweat per se, both on old gen and new gen. As I said, this is mainly like if you are banging out the finesse shots, you're going down the wing, you're trying to get a glitchy step over down the side, or you're trying to do a player lock cross or any of that, this is the formation for you. Width, we have it on 45, and players in the box 7. Now corners and free kicks, something that I've done now is I actually moved my corners and free kick. I used to always leave it on 1, but just because the way people are defending with corners, moving the goalkeeper and everything, I've just kind of put this up now to like 3. And most of my free kicks now, I found that sometimes when you have it too deep, especially 2 minute season, when they get the ball, they can pounce much more quicker. So commit more players forward, but also readjust their defense as well. But anyway, that is the 5-4-1 tactics video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some variations. Don't forget, guys, team of the season players here and here. Please don't forget that. Fast players here. No KDBs here. No gold KDBs. No one here with 80 sprint speed. Listen, guys, 90, 99 with the Shadow Hunter is what you want for these guys. If you don't have them, just sub them on, guys. Come on, team of the season. You got the red picks. You got those subs. Use them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you want to get better people, you can come to my FIFA School Series. Patreon.com/no guys. Link down below in the description. If you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That's a no guys guarantee. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. Catch you next time. Peace.